What's up? What's up? What's up, soul family? It's your girl, Beautiful Resilience, Resilient Goddess. Y'all know I am beautiful, and I am that girl, Resilient. Y'all, I hope y'all having an amazing Friday. Um, it's actually not that hot today, honey. I've got me in a good workout, um, which kind of kicked my butt this morning, but hey, it's okay. I made it through it, right? But anyway, listen. Y'all, I recorded a video yesterday, but y'all know how funny I am. If I record something, but if I'm not spiritually led at that time to post it, I will not post it. I will not post it because I definitely believe that timing is everything. Um, yeah, in a nutshell, timing is everything. And I have a lot to come on here and talk to you guys about. And you know what? I do want to go ahead and say this. And yes, I don't want to seem like I'm being hypocritical, but do not be silent right now. There are people, if y'all have not noticed, there are so many people that are going through the same thing with these identity thefts, with this inheritance theft. And when you listen, and the reason I'm saying to speak up, because I've been silent for about 2 weeks now, because I've been watching other people's story and I've been listening and processing. And it is so unfortunate, y'all. Y'all know how I get on here and I say that other people's stories are almost identical and similar to mine and other people. You know, it's just everybody has similar stories from either their childhood, their teenage years, and just y'all, most of it it's almost like they went by a playbook. It's almost like they went by an identical playbook. And that's on part of the video that I did yesterday. I was very transparent. And that's why I have been silent, because I've had to go back. Now, people don't tell you about, okay, we go through different healing stages, but no one talks about after you have gotten to a point where you are peaceful, you've healed, you've forgiven everybody, and you're just moving on with your life. I've had to sit and, when I look at other people and their stories and it's almost identical, being that I've already accepted what happened and the way it happened, and I was content, just not even content, I just accepted it, right? But you hear other people with the same story and it's like, wait a minute. And then your emotions start doing, it's like, dang, y'all really knew this was happening. And the people that is supposed to protect you, that's supposed to guide you, that's supposed to nurture you, and then what got me is that they do that, but it's almost like it's theatrical. It's only for other people to see on the outside. Like, I used to have a lot of people say, oh my God, it just don't look like you was going through anything. You used to dress well, you was just spoiled, whatever. Listen, stop looking at people's clothes, stop looking at, oh, this child is spoiled. You don't know what that child got to do behind closed doors or what's going on behind closed doors just to, you just never know. Looks can be very deceiving, right? But y'all, you will have to reprocess all over again. And I know I had to. And the reason I had to reprocess, I'm just going to tell a little because I'm not going to, I don't have time for trying to attempt to talk bad about the things that I talk about is the things that happened to me, and I want to help the next person get through it, okay? Because this is pretty serious stuff. This is stuff that I'm actively going through because people are actually have stolen from me. They're living off of, my wealth right now. So it's not something people are like, oh, get over the past. No, this is very active. This is active. This is today. It's one of the reasons why I chose to separate, from my children, just for safety reasons, so that, they won't have to worry about, their privacy being invaded or anything like that. And all that has come because of everything that has, oh my God. So this pipeline has went from, and it's different ways. It's not one way. It's not, because you got some people that will illegally adopt kids. You have some people that have kidnapped other people's kids. You have people that have used their own kids, that have allowed sexual abuse, that have allowed mental, verbal, spiritual, all forms of abuse. And that was a way to just chip at their, their character. Because at that age, they're being molded. They're being molded into the person they're supposed to be. And there are a lot of things. There was a lot of things that I just had to write down and process, because I'm listening to these people. I'm like, that is the exact same thing I went through. I went through the comparisons. Everything I did, whether it was great, I was always compared to somebody in my family. And it's like, okay, I'm not talking about them. Like, that's great, for them, but don't compare me. Some people have a terrible issue at comparison. They will compare a roach to another bug. Okay, it's I don't know. It's just, I don't know. And then you have to be. Well, I'm not gonna say have to be, but sometimes I am considerate, because you have to take in consideration of how those people were raised and brought up. So you try to be a little empathetic or whatever, but it's like, wait, I don't know. I'm not giving no excuses, because now that I see what I want, it's like when you go through something real bad, you try your hardest not to do it to the next person, because you know how you felt about it, and you don't want the next person to feel the way you did. At least that's the way that I think. That's the way that I process things, right? Some people, even now with children, even in school age, they'll say, oh, that little girl is bad. And I know I had it. Oh, she's fast, she's this, and she's that. How about we get to the root and ask the questions of, how did she get that way? Why is she that way? Where did she learn that from? Some of us have been groomed from the age of, I'm not even, just young. Some people were taught these things. How about we start there? And I know some people get to and be like, okay, when you get to a certain age, yes, that is absolutely correct. When you get to a certain age, it doesn't matter what you taught. It doesn't matter how much whatever you learn from anybody, if you know if it's not right, you know if it's not good for your moral and ethical health, you change and you do something different, right? But I think you guys want to condemn people. Y'all condemn them from what they used to be. And I'm not even talking about me. Like, I can speak on that, but I'm also, like I said, I'm also watching other people's stories. And y'all are doing the exact same thing to them. But of course, we all know why. We know why you're picking on the certain people that you are. Those people carry a certain light, and you are trying to harvest their energy. You are trying to, I mean, it's just so much. It's a lot. And I used to walk around for years just, people trying to make me think I was a bad person, all this and that. I had to heal from that, not realizing that I was being molded. The words that was being spoken to me, the words that was being spoken over me, the things that was being allowed to happen to me. Even when I spoke up about it and I wasn't believed at the time. Matter of fact, I wasn't believed at all. To this day, matter of fact, the reason why I was silent for these 2 weeks is because I had to process because I found out that people have told my children, well, I'm not gonna say people, a person told my children that I actually wanted this person, this mate, and this was the person that was molesting me since I was 5 years old, and I told them, they didn't believe me. So you actually had the balls to tell my children that I wanted this person. Now let me say, of course y'all, common sense, we all know that's not true. Oh, I think they used some kind of excuse about me writing a letter when I was around that age, but any parent would have been like, why is my daughter or why is my son writing this? Or how do my son or my daughter even know to write this stuff? Like, where are they getting this stuff from? Those are the type of questions I would have asked, right? But let me also say, because y'all know I'm transparent and I will tell what I did. No, listen. I went through a period after this, and it's so much in between that time, from the molestation to getting with my children's father, which caused, which led to an addiction, in which I was in, for a little while. And in that active addiction, I made some terrible mistakes. Okay, when we know we are in active addiction, we don't none of that. And let me also, it was not against my kid's father. Let me go ahead and point that out, because I've heard all the lies right there. But I did do some things that I shouldn't have done, and I didn't hide it. I actually told what happened. Because I knew it was just so much weird stuff going on around that time. And at that time, I didn't know about spirituality. I didn't know about, I've always heard about like witchcraft. And at the time, I was raised a PK. So the father at the time that was, the pastor, he used to always keep me away from that stuff. So I never was able to learn about it or even recognize it. All I know that he used to keep me and my mom away from certain people, that he thought that did, that type of stuff. But, getting older and where I am now, I realized that people were doing a lot of things on me, okay, spiritually. And I took accountability. I told the person, I apologized, since genuinely. Why do every time I do this video, somebody want to call me? Is this when I start talking about this, right? This happened yesterday when I was recording. It just kept calling, like, no. But anyway, y'all, it's about accountability, taking accountability. But when you do that, and then you go tell people that, you told people that I wanted this mate, and this was the person that groomed me from childhood on up, and then you didn't believe me when I was telling you. You told me that I was lying and I didn't want to be disciplined. We're not doing that. So I had to process that all over again, because it's like something really wrong with you, like seriously. And then I started thinking about everybody else. Look, and I just came to the conclusion that that particular person did a number on that person, because everybody that, matter of fact, let me be quiet. I'm just gonna say anybody that went against that person with that individual. I just really think that person may have made those individuals snap out, because they've been doing crazy stuff ever since. It's a lot of people not here no more. It's just a lot. Yeah, it's a lot. But just going back, y'all, there's so many people going through identity and inheritance theft, because they have had family members to steal their identity. And this was a long game. A lot of people, this stuff happened to, like I keep saying, from their childhood. It's so much. Y'all was playing in this for years. It wasn't nothing I did. And that's why I'm in this space today. And I know there was nothing that I could have done to change this. God tested y'all. God tested you and you failed. Even with me coming with, I don't even know, child. I don't know. I've heard so many things. I've had so many relatives to tell me different things. I don't know what to believe to this day. I've been praying, waiting on God to still, because I be having dreams about stuff, and I'm just trying to see what he's going to show me, because like y'all, the people that's been following me, y'all know, like I said, when I was younger, my name kept being changed here in Birmingham, Alabama. It's like every school I went to, my last name had to change. I don't know, it was like somebody was looking for me, for real, and yeah, I just have heard so many things, y'all, and while I'm so stuck on it, and I'm not going to say stuck on this particular thing, is that the people that I guess felt guilty and started to come tell me things, they're no longer here. And before people be like, oh, you shouldn't have said nothing, no. I asked questions because at the time I didn't know any of this stuff. I had literally just found out with my cousin telling me, oh yeah, you're the sacrifice of the family. And at the time, like I said, I didn't know what a sacrifice was. So I literally had to, look this stuff up and just really study it. But here's the thing, anybody that could see Anybody that was telling me things, they're no longer here. And I feel like if you wasn't lying, if you wasn't stealing, if you wasn't doing all the things that you had planned to do, they would still be here. There would be no reason for them not to be here, right? I had one cousin tell me that he had files on me. I'm like, why would you have files on little old me? Like, what does that even mean? Maybe, what, a year later? No longer, I mean, and they were with family. The last person before whatever happened, they were with family. So I just think God, it's time for God to reveal and expose a lot of things. People have been around here doing a lot of things with this black magic stuff, witchcraft in bad ways. I mean, it's just no. Y'all have done a lot of things. And we need to be a little bit more empathetic with these people, the collective that's going through something when they're coming out here telling their stories, guys. Yes, many of us have made a lot of mistakes, but most of us have made our amends with those mistakes. A lot of the people that I'm dealing with, people that didn't heal. They went through stuff and they did not heal. And from their childhood, whatever went on, they did not. They just let it trickle on down. Because that's what I heard. Oh, well, we went through it, so you got to get through it. Yeah, that's what I heard. And I had people speaking word curses on me, and I didn't realize until I got older. Oh, they said this witch said you're not going to be. Yeah, but you in church and you know your words are powerful. So why are you saying that? So yeah, I realized a lot of things, and the exact same people that I used to go to about this abuse are the same people that has went and forged documents in courts, have lied, have went overseas to do things. They don't even know I know. I do know. I know. And I'm not the only one that knows. I'm not the only one that knows. And it's sad because y'all still walk around here not doing the right thing. Not doing the right thing. And you are going to get caught. I mean, you're not getting away with it, is what I'm saying. You're not. And it's sad. It's so sad that even some of you, and I'm not God, I don't want to judge, but y'all go to church. Y'all parade around these people like you're so godly. And yes, I am so for, repentance and redeeming yourself. But you still wake up every single morning, still spending money that is not yours, still being manipulative, talking to other people. Even now, you guys are doing, I hear, certain things that you're saying, and you're speaking word curses on children. But as for mine, baby, when I said me and my prayer warriors got them prayed up, oh yeah, every day, all day. So whatever's being sent to them gonna go right back to the originator. Yeah, it is, y'all. And like I said, the whole reason of me coming on here just being transparent about it, because I'm seeing a lot of people, y'all. I'm seeing a lot of people with the same story from childhood. And y'all, this is sad. Y'all, no. And another thing, it had to be planned. These are the people, they have people in the same organizations. At the time, I didn't know my family was in those type of organizations. I didn't find out till like some years, from. And matter of fact, when I heard about it, I thought it was a good thing, because the brotherhoods and the people, I've actually dated guys in the brotherhood and I didn't even know. Well, I knew of one, and yeah, at the time I didn't even think nothing of it until afterwards. I'm like, dang. And I started putting two and two together when it came to certain things. I was like, okay. But we didn't end on like chaotic terms. We didn't end on evil, bad terms. And I really, the people that I was surrounded by, they were helping people. They were helping mentor, young kids. And I thought that was amazing. I'm like, okay, when my boys get, I want them to, I didn't know all this other stuff was, going on. But yeah, y'all started at me early, boy. They did. Y'all started at me early, but let me tell y'all messed around and allowed me to heal. Yeah, the sexual abuse didn't take me out. All them people that was I must keep saying allowed to touch me because I did too do my diligence and tell. Yeah, it didn't take me out. It did. I did go through a period. Now let me be. Y'all know I went through a period of promiscuity, like right after high school, because I lost in my 12th grade year. So, but when I went to college, whatever. But yeah, it's so many things came behind that. Like, not even the promiscuity. It's like, and when I'm saying promiscuity, it's like whoever I was with, we was just like rabbits, whatever. But, and then there was well, that's another subject of wanting to just be with that person. I took a lot of stuff. In college, I took a lot of stuff and that was coming from not dealing with, not dealing with the things that I went through. I made a lot of mistakes, even with the first relationship I was with in college. And even though that man cheated on me, Lord have mercy, it's like I stayed because I loved him. I wanted it to work. I used to fight him, y'all. It was terrible. Y'all, I was wrong. Y'all do not be putting y'all hands on nobody out here, okay? Yeah, when I used to find out he was cheating on me, baby, I would swing on that man so quick, Lord have mercy, because I was hurt. But listen, I still didn't leave because I wanted that. I needed something to cling on to. I needed something to love me back because I didn't feel like I got that, And that's a whole nother conversation for us women and girls out here, man. We need to teach we're supposed to be teaching the next generation. We need to be honest with them about the stuff that we went through, the choices that we made, that, either was right or wrong, and just tell the lessons and what we've learned from it. And that's where I am today. You cannot make me feel guilty about anything or shameful about anything that I've done in my past, because let me tell you, when I say God has healed and delivered every part of me, it is my time now to talk to the next female and say, hey, I did it like that and I did it like this. Of course, you have your own life to live, but baby, that ain't the way to go. That's not the way to go. And we gotta teach these babies, y'all. We have to tell them our experiences. We do. My God, we do. But overall, we really had some people. You know what? This is how some of these people in these organizations are making their money. This is how they are getting their wealth. And I made a post yesterday. I really feel sorry for some of the people that are homeless or displaced, and the people that are in mental asylums. We don't know how them people got there, because this is the tactics and the way they have went about it. Stealing. These people have went into courtrooms. They have lied about people being on drugs at that time. Now, if you had a past with it, they said you were doing it then, even if it was so many years ago. Some people have even lied in courtrooms and said people was deceased. Y'all have done the most, okay? I mean, you have done the most. Some people have had their children taken away. Some people haven't seen their children in years. I mean, it's because of this. Y'all defamed their character so much. And another thing, you may say, oh, well, you are an adult. You have to, make some choices and decisions on your own. And that is true. But let me tell you something. These people were strategically plotting and planning and sending people into our lives. Like me, I'm going to say me. I have dated people that I now know that was actually paid to come and be around me. And for that reason, me being in that solid relationship, they were able to plant things in my house to be able to watch me without my consent. Okay? So here I am thinking I'm in this relationship for years, and this person is only close to me to do certain things. So, I mean, you try to talk to people, and the people that's supposed to nurture you and guide you in this life, but not knowing that what they're doing behind the scenes because they're trying to acquire something and obtain something that does not belong to them. I mean, you shouldn't expect people to set you up for success when they want you to fail. And what I also mean by that, you have people that's very manipulative out here. They will literally show they're concerned, to the open with people watching, or they'll say they care this and that, when behind the scenes they doing witchcraft on you, praying that you fail. or behind closed doors beating you down with words verbally so that you can internalize it and feel a certain way for yourself. But when they're in front of other people, it's something totally different, because that is their facade. That is what they want to, that is the perception that they want to give others, that they care and they want. No, it was all an act, because you was behind doors doing something else. Yeah. And I gotta give it to some of y'all. Some of y'all are some actors. Listen, I think y'all picked the wrong profession. Y'all are some really good actors. It's scary, for real. Like, I'm not even gonna lie about it. I'm not gonna laugh about it. It's actually scary how some of y'all are actually walking around here, and how some of y'all have committed some of the most egregious things towards people, and then you either hopped in relationships or marriages because you thought these people were gonna be able to protect you. Yeah, you may be in the feds or the organization or the police, but listen, that's man, baby. You still got to answer to God. And you're going to answer to God. Listen, we don't have no picks and chooses in the Bible. Our Bible tells us we reap what we sow. What you do to others, God is going to, it's going to come back to you. It's going to come back to you. That's why he tells us to treat other people the way we want to be treated. Yeah, some of y'all have done some. Y'all done went some lengths. Some of y'all done told some dangerous lies. Oh, I slept with this person. And then I've also found out that some people that I were intimate with, some of the people knew each other. Like, they were actually out here planning this stuff, because some of these men knew who I was and knew what came with me before I did. Which is why I understand why one in particular person cried their eyes out when they found out my daughter wasn't theirs. But I prayed that she wouldn't be, because he was married and she was pregnant too. I prayed and asked God not to let, I prayed and God answered my prayer. Yes, he cried. And I'm like, bro, you married. And that's a whole nother story. In the beginning, I didn't know that it was, these men lie, y'all. They lie. But my biggest mistake, and I have taken accountability for it, and this girl, if she ever watched this video, because I know, you know who I'm talking about up at Brookwood Hospital. Hello. Listen. I should have left, and I should have left him alone as soon as I found out he was married. But when I was pregnant, being emotional, didn't want to be, and it's no excuse. Yeah. It's no excuse. So if this girl, if she ever said, I am so sorry, and I hope you forgive my apology, I am so, and then that's another thing that I don't want to talk about. Look, baby, that's all I seen coming up. I always seen somebody else's husband and not my mama house. Let me throw that out. Even though I think it wasn't my mama. But yeah. In a house that I was raised, baby, I saw nothing but somebody else's husband. Yeah, somebody else's husband, somebody else's wife, baby. My folks were some Rolling Stones, baby. Yes. And that's not to talk nothing bad about them. I mean, that's just, Shoot, I had an uncle had so many women, baby. I called one woman the wrong name. And boy, he could have took my head off. Oh my God, I didn't get in trouble though. He was mad though, and I felt so bad. But I'm just saying though, y'all, we have to get to the root of things. Stop blaming. Stop being so condemning, and find out the story. Find out where the root to things. Find out where things come from. Cause yes, my baby, all I seen was married men coming up in my childhood. But now that I got to it, yes, y'all ain't supposed to be around here messing with no married men. But let me tell you, baby, these men, now you got to do some real research, because these men be lying. They be lying, y'all. Some of these men don't carry. They don't have no ring. Some of these men, y'all, I had one, and I've said this before. I've done another video. I had a dude stay at my house for literally about 4 days, or maybe like 4 or 5, bruh. And I'm like, he ended up being married. Like, your phone didn't ring. You didn't talk to nobody. Like, what is this? And you know what I thought of, y'all? And because I got called a homewrecker after that. It is a movie made by Candy Barris and Todd. It's called, what's the name of that movie? The Past. Y'all, these women will allow their husbands to go out and sleep with you. Now, this is the time I think everybody knew about what came with me financially. And just to get your reputation into, oh, she's a hoe or a home wrecker because she did this. But baby, he was here. What? Your phone didn't go off. You didn't leave. Like, what? I don't understand. Like, y'all, no ring, no pictures, no nothing on social media. Like, nothing, y'all. It was nothing. But y'all, like I said, baby, listen, I'm 44 today. I can tell my mistakes. I can tell you the mistakes I did and how I have made it through, to push on and say, to tell other people how I got through it. I'm transparent. People that know me know that I'm very transparent. I will tell you what I did and I will tell you why I did it. I think that's why I used to be getting lied on so much, because they know I'm gonna come out. And I think that's another reason why they came out with so many lies. They went and got some of my classmates, my friends, my ex-friends to say all this stuff. And I know they know I know now. Yeah, I know they know. And that's neither here nor there. I don't care. Like I said, that's something you have to take up with God. Okay? You got to take that up with God. But listen. Y'all had to get ahead of the narrative to make me look like this person, because you knew once I found out what y'all had actually did, y'all know it was going to be some hell. But people are still finding out that the reason I went through what I went through is because y'all have stolen my identity, my real identity, and you have stolen an inheritance. You have stolen a property from me. You have stolen things that, and let me also say this, I'm not talking about Birmingham, Alabama, because I have spoken with someone that I used to look at as my uncle, and I sent him a message to let him know and make sure he told Brandon that that house, no, that's her house. I'm not talking about that one. And I think somebody was trying to start some mess with that, because they knew that them certain people do not play about their family as they should, so no. If y'all ever hear that, it ain't got nothing to do with a house in Birmingham, Centerpoint, nowhere. I think I was real clear right there about that, okay? But no, it's not about no. It's But yeah, y'all have done some evil things. Y'all still out here doing evil things. Still out here lying. Y'all tried to lie. You know what? I understand now that y'all couldn't do it by yourself, so y'all lied to the military. And then y'all did, I will say this, y'all did a good job by picking out the person y'all came from me, because that lady was already being investigated for picking with black soldiers, so that just made her job a little bit more easier. Okay? Yeah. Telling people I called out for help and made a list. Child, they know I've been making little checklists since I was a little kid. Y'all better cut it out. Nah, that's not gonna go. People are gonna find out why I have went through this. Y'all can call me every name in the book, but I thank God I'm not finna. Oh my God, I haven't even got y'all did some AI porn stuff. And then that's another thing I was saying. Y'all know how they mix lies with truth. Like I said, when I was dating some people, they were hiding, the videos in my home or whatever. So you mix some of it up with, hey, maybe that is her in her privacy of her home, and then you have the complete AI stuff. You know what I'm saying? And then you put it on a dark web like I'm some kind of sex worker or some kind of prostitute, when the devil is a lie. I don't do that type of stuff. I don't do that. Then y'all told people I was a stripper. I don't know if y'all got me on there on a pole or something. I don't know. And look, I ain't knocking nobody's job, but me, I've never made the decision or the choice to go and strip. Now I done been inside. I used to go inside them stripper bars up in here in Birmingham and pay them girls. But no, I've never been a stripper. I'm not what they call it, a sex worker or prostitute. None of that, baby. None of that. And that's not to explain that, because I'm done explaining. I am just so adamant. I am just so passionate about letting the next girl know that if you have went through that stuff, for whatever reason, baby, you can get through it. Don't allow these people to hold nothing over your head, because baby, when I say they have done worse And they just hide. Some people hide behind the church cloth. Some people hide behind a lot of stuff today, baby. These people living 2 and 3 lives. It's scary out here. It is scary out here. They are really doing the most. And baby, if they are coming at you, if they need a whole army, and not an army, because no, my battle buddies love me. No, I'm not gonna say everybody else went with it, but baby, I had some battle buddies that loved me and knew and seen through the bull crowd. I was like, wait a minute, something don't sound right, you know? Even though I was separated from them, but still, I had some battle buddies that loved me. They knew it because they got to know me before the stuff started. They saw how I operated, right? But yeah, guys, they're gonna need, if somebody's coming at you with a whole army, if they need a whole bunch of people to come at you, there is something on the inside of you that you're going to have to get. You're going to have to sit still for a moment, and you're going to have to seek God. You're going to have to fast, and you're going to have to pray, and you're going to have to see what is in you and see what your purpose is on this earth, because it is something in you that they don't want you to find out. There is something on the inside of you, baby, that you got to birth. You got to birth it, baby. And I'm not saying it's going to be easy, because you see what I'm going, it's not easy. Babe, I got people talking about some everything. But see, I'm a child of God. God covers me daily. I'm here for a reason, you know? Yeah. And He know my heart. I've not always been perfect. I don't think anybody has been perfect, and that's what I'm trying. That is the whole purpose of this video. You may have had a past decades ago, like me. I'm going to keep saying that. Decades ago. Do not allow people to hold things over your head. Don't allow anybody to hold over your head. Heal, baby. And that's another thing. Y'all got to heal. We got to heal. You got to heal. Because I seen somebody actually made a picture thing on Threads. These people bank on you not healing your childhood wounds. Those childhood trauma, I'm telling you, it is the energy that comes from you not being healed that feeds them. Heal, y'all. Baby, do that healing. Heal. Starve them. Starve them spiritually. That's what they bank. Heal. It is in the healing. Because when you heal, all that other stuff, baby, it's going to bounce. When I say it's going to bounce off you like a wall, it's going to bounce off you. So that's why it is so imperative. It took me a while, but I got through it. Just like even just now recently. Like I said, somebody told my kids this stuff. And it wasn't like they was coming to tell me. They just wanted to question. They really wanted to know. And that's honest. That's, hey. And they know me. I'm going to tell them the truth. Sometimes they be like, Mama, wait a minute. I don't want to know. But that's, hey, we gonna keep it 100. I'm gonna tell you, you know. And back in the day, that probably would have just sent me left. But like, what y'all really? But it didn't, because I understand who and what I'm dealing with. And when I say who and what, we don't wrestle against people, baby. We wrestle against flesh and blood. Okay, not against flesh and blood. I'm sorry, but spiritual principalities in high places. And baby, we have to pull them strongholds down. Okay, that's a stronghold, baby. That's a spirit. That's I don't know what that is, but baby, it's got to come down. It's got to come down. Yes, y'all listen. Y'all see these people collected. Some people are seers. Some people were born with these gifts, y'all. And that's why I'm gonna be transparent a little bit too, y'all. Y'all know how our Bible be saying stuff about psychics and stuff like that. Like, and I question, I'm like, well, wait a minute, God. Like, if that's it, like, why was certain people born with like gifts like me? And I know they already know, so I can tell you, I'm a dreamer. I dream things before they happen. I see it before it happened. Some things, okay? And that's why I have a lot of fights. People try to, mask my intuition, but you can't do it. It's a God-given gift. He's going to allow me to see what I need to see. And I don't think I was able to see back then because I wasn't tapped in, because I used to question like, God, why didn't I know this? Why did I not know to do this? And I used to beat myself up so bad because I'm like, if I can do this now, why didn't I know to not do this or go this way or, and you just have to accept it. You have to accept that God is going to allow you to see what you need to see at the time you're supposed to see it. You have to trust divine timing. You have to trust divine timing, y'all. Nobody on this earth is perfect. Everybody have a past. Do not allow them to hold it over your head. Push through and heal. Find your purpose. Find your passion. And rock with it. Move with it. It's not gonna be easy, y'all. Y'all gonna have people doing, y'all see people doing videos and I got stuff happening. It's just, hey, but God is with me. Listen, when I say I don't fear nothing, I don't fear nothing because I know God is always with me. His angels always around me. I'm not, and physically and spiritually, okay? So I don't know, and I don't know, y'all. I don't have all the answers, but I do know this. Heal, baby. Heal, baby girl. Heal, king. Because once y'all do, it ain't nothing they gonna be able to hold over your head. It's not gonna be nothing they gonna be able to say to make you hurt. It's nothing. All that stuff that probably could have hurt you in the past and probably would have just tore your heart up. It can't touch me today. It won't touch you today. Okay? I love y'all. I know y'all love me too. I know some of y'all love me. I know y'all do. I know y'all do. But anyway, y'all keep fixing my shirt. I just got through working out. Y'all see that love handle? Honey. Ooh, child, I've been eating too many biscuits, y'all. Yeah, but anyway, y'all, it's happy weight. And that's another post. If people that known and seen me like a year ago, y'all know I was going through some spiritual warfare. And that's another thing. Y'all chill off these people like Brandon. Y'all see her weight loss. Y'all got to stop. Take your mouth off people. Y'all don't know what people are going through. At the time, honey, when I say I was going through spiritual warfare, I think they call it body dysmorphia. Baby, somebody was doing some stuff, okay? Because I was going through other stuff too, and the doctors could not tell me what was going on. Matter of fact, I will never forget the look on one of my doctor's face, because I think something showed up in one of my scans, and when I went back, she was so confused. She was confused. She didn't know. She was like, okay, you're gonna have to come back because I need to talk to my other doctor. And I knew then, baby, God is a baby. Baby, y'all are not gonna ever be able to turn me against God, baby. Yes. Anyway, y'all have been on here for 42 minutes, and I'm so sorry, but I had to get this out today. I had to get this out on this Friday. Y'all, heal, protect these babies. Y'all, our children, these children, they are our next generation, but these folks these folks is at these children. They're pure. It is the purity in these children. These people are sacrificing. They are sacrificing children and women and men all the time for money. And unfortunately, that's what I'm dealing with right now. You have people that couldn't do anything with their own lives, so they decided to go ahead and sacrifice sacrifice one of their family members up for wealth, to be able to live a comfortable life. Yeah, and I know that today. And I wake up every day still happy because I don't have to do that. I've never done that. Like, people be like, oh, you're jealous, you're cut of what? No. The collective is not jealous. We don't have to be, because we don't have that evil and that hate in our heart to have to go hurt the next person in order to gain something. When we have so many creative ideas, which some of them have been stolen, but no, it's nothing. We don't want what you have. We don't want to be like you. Why would we want to be like that? I don't know. No. And I don't want to say it in a judgmental way, because we are not God. But I don't think in any lifetime I would take a route to sacrifice one of my loved ones. I don't care what they've done. Okay? I don't care, because that's when the godly forgiveness come in on both ends. It's like you forgave everything and everybody around you, but you couldn't. No. And this is another thing before I get off here, because I am so over the jealousy, the competition. I'm in a competition with myself. I ain't competing. I don't want to. Take me out of it. Take me out the game, coach. I don't want to be in it. I had when I was going through active, I was in counseling when I was in recovery from addiction. I had 2 counselors to tell. Well, one was my primary, and the other one, she had another group. But they told me, you are in a competition. You are, what she saying? You are in a competition that you are highly unaware of. And I know when them counselors see this, if they see this, they gonna know exactly who I'm talking about. Yeah, you did. Y'all did. Y'all told me I was in a competition that I was highly unaware of. And y'all laughed about it. Y'all laughed about it. I'm like, wait a minute. I didn't understand it because, even though I had heard it, but I just didn't agree with it because I used to always think that they was picking, Yeah, y'all told me, and even at that young age, even at that time, at my worst, I was at my worst. That was the worst part. That was the worst time that I went through in my life. And even at my worst, y'all told me that I was being competed against and I was unaware, and y'all was right. And I will sit here today and tell y'all, because I think that I at least told one of y'all that it wasn't right, and y'all were right. I was wrong. But anyway, I'm gonna be out because, oh my God, I've been on here for 45 minutes. Listen, y'all know, as I always say, stay out the way. Keep your hands and your heart clean, y'all. Forgive, heal, move forward. It is a lot of crazy stuff going on in this world right now. Stay out the way. Stay out the way. Pray for people and keep on moving. Y'all, I love y'all. I will talk to y'all later. I guess, well, no, I probably won't come back on here today, but I probably will do another recording. But anyway, I will talk to y'all later. Y'all, show love to people. If you're not having a good day, don't be going out there messing up somebody else's day, okay? All right, y'all. Peace.